In response to recent high-profile assassinations, including Hezbollah commander Fuad Shukr and Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh, Israel is bracing for a spectrum of possible retaliatory actions. The nation is actively preparing for potential attacks from Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis in Yemen, and various militias in Iraq and Syria.
The era of hit and run is over. The enemy and those behind the enemy must wait for our inevitable reaction. There must be a military response to the serious crimes and the significant escalation by the Israeli enemy.
Anticipating coordinated attacks, Israeli security agencies have issued travel warnings to Israelis abroad and shut down factories in the north that house inflammable materials. Potential forms of retaliation include extensive drone and missile strikes, reminiscent of Iran's April 13th attack on Israeli infrastructure. There is a heightened risk of assaults on Israeli diplomatic missions and Jewish institutions abroad, drawing on historical precedents like the 1992 and 1994 bombings in Buenos Aires, linked to Iran. Hezbollah poses a significant threat with its vast arsenal of missiles and rockets capable of targeting sensitive military bases, critical infrastructure, such as the Haifa port and refineries, and even attempting border incursions into northern Israel to attack and capture border communities. Hamas could activate dormant cells within Israel and the West Bank to conduct terrorist activities, including bombings and shootings, aiming to inflict maximum civilian casualties and disruption. This multifaceted threat landscape necessitates Israel's comprehensive defensive preparations to mitigate the impact of any attacks, safeguard its citizens, and deter its adversaries from escalating the conflict further.
Israel is at a very high level of readiness for any scenario, both defensively and offensively. We will exact a very heavy price for any act of aggression against us from any arena.
In a show of strength, Chief of the General Staff Major General Herzi Halevi held a situational assessment in the central Gaza Strip corridor with senior commanders. Halevi emphasized to reserve soldiers that Israel is prepared to go far, gather precise intelligence, and respond with decisive action.
Our message to the entire Middle East this week: those who attack the citizens of Israel, those who attack the state of Israel, we are ready to go far, know how to put in a lot of effort to gather very precise intelligence, to strike, to kill, and also to take risks. We struck in Beirut, and we are striking in Gaza, and we will be very strong in defense, and then we will strike very strongly.
This precautionary step aims to mitigate the risks posed by potential drone and missile strikes, similar to Iran's extensive April 13th attack on Israeli infrastructure. Iran has outlined several potential responses, including direct attacks on Israeli positions, a possible Hezbollah offensive, Hamas seeking retribution for its leader's death, retaliation by the Houthis in Yemen, the mobilization of Iranian-backed militias in Iraq and Syria for indirect strikes, and sophisticated cyber attacks targeting critical Israeli infrastructure. The Pentagon has reported intelligence suggesting an imminent Iranian strike, possibly set for this weekend. The killing of Haniyeh in Tehran has intensified the Iranian government's resolve to retaliate, with Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei directing preparations for a major offensive. In anticipation of potential Iranian aggression, the Pentagon has mobilized additional military resources to the region. An extra fighter jet squadron and an aircraft carrier strike group have been deployed to enhance Israel's defenses and protect U.S. personnel, including advanced missile defense systems.
Secretary Austin spoke with Israeli Minister of Defense Gallant this morning about the destabilizing threats posed by Iran, its partners, and proxies. The secretary reiterated ironclad support for Israel's security and informed the minister of additional measures to include ongoing and future defensive force posture changes that the department will take to support the defense of Israel.
U.S. President Joe Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu have held discussions regarding the escalating situation, with Biden reaffirming support for Israel while urging a measured response.